Alright, let's talk about why a goalkeeper who just won a major trophy would suddenly want out of one of Europe's biggest clubs. Because here's the thing, Guglielmo Vicario's situation at Tottenham isn't just about football, it's about ego, fan culture, and the absurd pressure modern athletes face. And Juventus. They're not just swooping in for a new keeper, they're buying into a drama that reveals how fragile a player's reputation can be. First off, let's address the elephant in the room. Why would a guy who helped Spurs win the Europa League last year suddenly decide to bail? The official story is injuries, his sports hernia surgery in March, missing preseason. But come on, we all know injuries are part of the game. The real story? He was tired of being the scapegoat. Tottenham fans were blaming him for, what, exactly? Not stopping every single cross? Not teleporting to block shots? This isn't Mario Kart, folks. But here's the kicker, when a club like Tottenham lets a player go quietly, it's not just about performance. It's politics. And Spalletti's cryptic comments? Classic. He says, we need to understand why Tottenham left him out. Translation, we are doing due diligence, but we're also hedging our bets in case this backfires. Now, let's dissect the fan factor. Vicario was treated like a villain for struggling with aggressive marking on set plays, which, by the way, is a problem for every goalkeeper in the Premier League. Set pieces are chaos. But fans want perfection. They want superheroes. And when you're not flawless, you're trash. That's the emotional roller coaster of being a keeper. You're either a god or a goat, and Vicario got stuck in the purgatory of kinda good, but not good enough to save us from mid-table mediocrity. Which brings me to my next point, Tottenham's entire identity crisis. Last season, they barely avoided relegation. That's not on the goalkeeper. That's a systemic disaster. But fans need someone to hate, and Vicario became the symbol. Classic misdirection, right? Blame the guy who's easiest to replace instead of the coaching staff or ownership. But here's what fascinates me, his decision to walk away before the Zerbi even arrived. That suggests this wasn't about tactics or a new manager's vision. It was personal. He was mentally checked out. And honestly, I get it. Why stay in a place where your mistakes are magnified and your wins are treated like lucky accidents? Juventus, meanwhile, are gambling on a guy who's proven he can handle pressure, if they fix the psychological damage. Because here's the thing about goalkeepers, their confidence is like a Jenga tower. Once it wobbles, everything collapses. Spalletti's concerns about Tottenham's evaluation? That's code for, we're buying low, but we hope the low was temporary. Let's zoom out for a second. This isn't just about Vicario. It's about how clubs weaponize narratives. Tottenham didn't publicly fight to keep him. They let the story be, he wanted out, which protects their brand. Meanwhile, Juventus are leveraging the redemption arc trope, Italian hero returns to save the motherland. But what if this fails? Then Vicario becomes the guy who couldn't hack England or Italy. That's the brutal reality. Every transfer is a gamble, but goalkeepers? They're the ultimate high-risk, high-reward asset. One mistake in a big match, and the whole transfer window narrative flips. So where does this leave us? With a reminder that behind every transfer rumor is a human being navigating pressure, politics, and pride. Personally, I think Vicario's move to Juventus could go either way. But what this saga really exposes is how fickle football culture is, how we elevate players to idols only to tear them down for being human. Maybe the real story here isn't about Spurs or Juve. Maybe it's about how the sport needs to rethink how it treats the people who play it. But hey, that's probably a conversation for another video. What do you think? Drop your takes below, and if you're a Spurs fan, maybe go easy on the next keeper? They're just people, after all.